Next keynote speaker will be coming to the lectern for another 7-minute address. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Neuropsychotherapy and Global Wellbeing, Rewriting the Soul to Advance Mental Health Leadership in the 21st Century. Please welcome Miss Cassandra D. Barnes.
Greetings. My name is Cassandra Barnes, and I'm from Houston, Texas, in the United States of America, and I am the founder and the owner of the Victoria Barnes Mental Health and Wellness Center. My topic is neuropsychotherapy and global well-being, rewriting the soul to advance mental health leadership in the 21st century. Good afternoon, distinguished leaders, honored guests, and fellow change makers. My name is Cassandra D. Barnes, and I stand before you today as a clinician, registered nurse, licensed professional counselor, and board-certified trauma-informed neuropsychotherapist. But more importantly, as someone who has spent decades sitting with individuals whose lives have been shaped by trauma, adversity, and silence. Across continents, cultures, and communities, one truth remains. People are not broken, but their stories often are. And data confirm what clinicians have known for decades. Nearly 70% of people globally will experience at least one traumatic event in their lifetimes. This is not a marginal issue. This is human condition. And if we're honest, our global mental health systems have not always been designed to help people rewrite those stories. We are facing a global mental health crisis, not only in prevalence, but also in how we respond. Too often, we treat symptoms while ignoring root experiences. We diagnose conditions while missing human narratives. We continue to build systems that are reactive rather than regenerative. Here is the critical gap. We have advanced scientifically, but we have not evolved humanely at the same pace. This is where neuropsychotherapy enters, not as a trend, but as a necessary evolution. Neuropsychotherapy bridges neuroscience and therapeutic practice. It asks a powerful question. What if healing is not just emotional, but neurological, relational, and experiential? We now understand that trauma reshapes the brain. Chronic stress alters neural pathways, and healing requires more than conversation alone. It requires integration. Neuropsychotherapy allows us to rewire maladaptive patterns, restore emotional regulation, and rebuild identity at both the cognitive and biological levels. In simple terms, we are not just treating the mind, we are helping the brain relearn safety. I often describe this work with a phrase that has become central to my practice and the title of my upcoming book, Rewriting the Soul. Not only as a spiritual abstraction, but in a deeply clinical and human sense. Because trauma writes narratives such as, I am not safe, I am not worthy, I must live, not survive. I must survive, not live. And over time, these narratives become encoded emotionally, cognitively, and neurologically. But here is the breakthrough. What was written through pain can be rewritten through intentional healing. Rewriting the soul means restoring agency. where there was helplessness, replacing fear with regulation and transforming identity from survival to purpose. This is more than therapy. This is neurobiological restoration aligned with human dignity. If we are serious about global well-being, then mental health leadership must evolve in three critical ways. First, we must move from treatment to transformation. We must go beyond managing illness to restoring wholeness. Second, we must shift from human-centered design. Policies must reflect lived experience and not just clinical frameworks. Third, we must move from awareness to implementation. We have talked about mental health long enough, and nearly 2/3 of adults carry some form of early life adversity, yet our systems are still not designed to address it at its root. Now we must build trauma-informed communities, integrated care models, and cross-sector collaborations across healthcare, education, and public policy. Because mental health is not a sector, it is the foundation of every sector. To the leaders in this room, the future of mental health will not be shaped by clinicians alone. It will be shaped by policymakers, educators, innovators, and global influencers. The question is not whether change is needed. The question is, will we be bold enough to lead that change? Because every system we build either reinforces trauma or facilitates healing. So I leave you with this. Healing is not simply about helping people cope with their past. It is about giving them the power to rewrite their future. And when we do that, we do not merely transform individuals. We transform families, we transform communities, and ultimately, we transform societies. This work is a part of a broader framework I call Rewriting the Soul, a mental health model I am continuing to develop globally. Thank you so much for your attention, and have a beautiful day.